Hello and welcome back. You know what to do. Grab yourself a cup of tea, grab yourself a cup of water, or grab yourself a cup of coffee, and let's get right into the news. So we all know that the men in the British royal family have some balding genes. This started with Prince Philip, who then passed it down to Prince Charles, and then poor William got it really bad. He started losing his hair in his 20s. And Harry's bald spot has almost doubled in size since he got with Meghan Markle. Now, Harry's hair has always been a little bit unruly, but his red hair has been a trademark. And it did seem as though he was dodging the balding gene well into his 30s, while his brother, Prince William, did start to bald in his 20s. And ironically, Harry used to laugh at William a lot about his balding, just some good-natured brotherly fun. But he did make jokes about his brother's balding head quite frequently. But it does seem that Prince Harry's genes have finally caught up to him, and Harry began losing his hair in his 30s. Now, the hair loss was very slow at first, and because Harry's hair is a little bit curly, I do think that he was able to hide it for longer. But things have definitely accelerated since he got with Meghan Markle. I'm not saying that Meghan was the cause of it, but we all know that stress can be a factor in hair loss. At the Invictus Games in May of 2019, Harry's bald patch was clearly apparent. It had reached almost the very top of his head, so almost his entire head was showing some thinning. This is probably the worst that I had ever seen it. Now, as I said before, stress is definitely a factor in hair loss, and I'm sure that Harry has had his full share of stress lately. But more than likely, the issue is really the case of genetics in his family. So let's take a look at this article, and an expert was quoted, and the expert said, "You can see a definite acceleration in his male pattern baldness in the last few months." Stress is a factor in hair loss, so the struggles of combining his royal duties with marriage and becoming a father for the first time may be a reason why his hair is thinning noticeably across the top of his scalp. A much more significant factor, though, is the strong baldness gene running through the whole Windsor family. It started with Prince Philip and has now been passed on to Prince Charles and on to his sons Prince William and Prince Harry. And I completely agree with all of that. So we had the Invictus Games in 2019 where Harry's head looked the worst that it has ever looked. And I think we all know that Meghan can't have that at all. She is Hollywood, she's very into appearances, and I'm sure she does not want to be photographed next to a balding man. So the question is, did Meghan pressure Harry into getting any work done on his head? The Sun recently reported that Harry went in for hair loss treatments at the prestigious Philip Kingsley salon in London. However, I'm not really sure about this, as he would have to go in for several treatments for hair loss, and it wouldn't make sense for him to start the treatments in London knowing that he was moving out of London shortly. And let's take a quick look at the Philip Kingsley website. You can see here that they actually don't do hair transplants, but they focus more on products and hair spa treatments and shampoos and things of that nature. Harry's loss of hair is so apparent right now and so advanced that he needs a lot more than a day at the spa for his head. So let's do a side-by-side and look at Harry's hair in late 2019, and let's look at his hair in 2020. So this was at a solo engagement that Harry did at Buckingham Palace in January 2020. It was right before he left the UK to go be reunited with Meghan and Archie in Canada. Now, his hair is still thinning horribly. I really don't notice a difference. If anything, I think that he grew his hair out a little longer so that he has more hair to cover the balding spots with, but I don't see a lot of new hair regrowth here. So if Meghan has been bullying him into getting hair transplants, he either tried it and it didn't work, or he has yet to do them, because Harry is still very much no Harry. So I wouldn't be surprised if Harry does get the Hollywood treatment with veneers and new hair and the whole thing. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in the next video.